Hello, my name is Jade Johnson, and I'm doing this presentation for LeTourneau University Psychology 2143 Human Growth and Development. I chose to do the project of Let's Have a New Baby. So this is my baby. It is wrapped in a blanket, and I don't know if you can see or not, but it is a 10-pound sack of potatoes. I was required to take care of this baby for 48 hours. And during the night, I had to set the alarm clock for every 3 hours to wake me up, and I was required to stay up for at least 10 minutes each time. The first day, I got my daughter to keep the baby, Jace. We named him Jace, for an hour and 15 minutes while I went to the grocery store. And I came back home, and I vacuumed, and I held him on my hip while I vacuumed, and I cleaned up the house a little bit. Cooked dinner. I had him laying on the couch, and I held him while I was cooking and stuff. The first night, I learned that I'm clearly not as young as I used to be. I was very tired. I had trouble fumbling with the alarm clock and concentrating on trying to, figure out what I was doing, resetting it. I would get up and pick Jace up and check on him every time I woke up, and I also found that I was having a very difficult time falling back to sleep. It would take me a good 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes to get back to sleep, and it seemed like the alarm clock was going back off, and I had just gotten back to sleep. I can't imagine what it would have been like if I was having to do measurements by, with making bottles or changing the baby's diaper and stuff, because I was clearly quite fuzzy that night. Day 2, I didn't feel like doing much because I was really tired, so I took a nap. Cleaning the house was not a big concern for me that day. I was too tired to really care. I checked on the baby all throughout the day. The rule of thumb is kind of every 4 hours that they eat when they're newborns. But I have 3 children of my own, so I know that sometimes they're hungry every couple of hours. Sometimes they need diaper change. So I try to check on them every 2 hours all throughout that day. Night 2, I was like, oh my goodness, why did I choose this project? Because I was so tired. I didn't have as much trouble falling back asleep after my 10 minutes was up. I did still have a lot of trouble fumbling with the alarm clock and stuff because I was so tired. It took me several nights after this project was over to get back in the swing of sleeping all through the night. I kept waking up because apparently my body had been trained to wake up. Again, like I said, I have 3 children of my own, and I don't feel like that I had any advantage to doing this project because I have children, because as I learned myself, I think it takes, your body some time just to get used to this, just to train itself to function on less sleep, or, to get your program going so that you can do what you're supposed to do when you have to get up all through the night with a baby. I think that it's just different with each child. You just have to get used to it, and it takes your body, everybody's different, so it just takes you a good, while to get used to it. And I found that it was difficult to do tasks that I'm used to doing, I guess, that I take advantage of on a normal basis because my children are older and I don't have to carry them around on my hip while I'm vacuuming. I was very sore on day 3 when I woke up because I'd been carrying a 10-pound sack of potatoes around for 2 days. I guess that, it doesn't seem like it would be a lot, but it did strain my body physically. I created a PowerPoint presentation on Let's Have a Baby and on newborns. This is the handout that I created, and I included links in my handout that I found helpful. It's one full page and then almost a second page with more links on it. And then I included a reference page, so there's references to this handout, and I use those references for my PowerPoint presentation. On the PowerPoint slide on the first page, it's titled Let's Have a Baby on slide 1, Newborn Baby Project by Jade Johnson, on August 12th, 2012. On slide 2, it includes the title, No Instructions. There is no instruction manual for having a baby. No two babies are alike either. So if you have had one, that doesn't mean it's going to be like this with the next baby. In this project, I learned that my number one complaint was sleep deprivation. That was my number one problem that I suffered from. It doesn't matter how many times you've done this. I'm not sure you ever really get used to it. On slide number 3, there is a beautiful picture of a sweet little precious baby sleeping. It's titled A Baby. Having a baby is a true gift from God. This should be such a fun, exciting time in our lives. When we have a baby, that isn't, however, all there is to it. There is a lot of work that goes into having a baby that I think we sometimes forget about when we're caught up in the excitement of having a baby. On slide number 4, it is discussing sleep deprivation. There is a picture of a mom who is like this, and she has a baby in her other arm. She is clearly sleep deprived. Prepare for sleepless nights, if that is possible. You can visit http://www.babycenter.com/0 coping-with-sleep-deprivation /7968.bc for some advice on how to get through sleep deprivation. I found that it had some helpful tips. One thing that I can suggest personally is to get some sleep while the baby's sleeping. Don't try to clean the house. Don't try to get caught up on your soaps. Just take that time and get some sleep, especially when the baby is a newborn. You need that sleep. You're not going to be any good to yourself or anyone else if you don't get caught up on your sleep. And you need to take advantage of when that baby is sleeping so that you too can get some sleep. On the slide number 5, there's a picture of a dad asleep on his desk with 2 cups of coffee. Moms aren't the only ones who suffer from sleep deprivation. That's the title of that slide. Sometimes I think we forget that dads often have to go back to work before moms. They also suffer just like we do with sleep deprivation and you know, getting used to having a new baby at home. They often have to go back to work before a mom because their maternity leave isn't as long. They get a week or maybe a couple of days to stay home, and then they're right back into the workforce trying to get back in the swing of things, and they're still tired. So they also suffer when we have a new baby at home. On slide number 6, it's titled Postpartum and Physical Problems. Almost half of all women experience physical problems after having a baby. It may be urination problems, trouble healing from a tear during delivery, or from a C-section. Between 8% and 15% of women also experience emotional distress, which is called postpartum depression. It can cause you to feel as if you aren't a good mom, or you could just be sad. Some women may feel like they want to hurt their infant or neglect it. If you feel like this, please get help. A good site I found for help with this is http://www.helpguide.org/mental/postpartum-depression.htm. If you're feeling like this, talk to your doctor, talk to someone in your family, talk to friends. There's lots of, you know, places you can go for help. Again, those links that I've been mentioning, they are included in the handout. So if you didn't quite get how to get there from me telling you, or if you couldn't understand me, they are included in the handout, and they are also included in the PowerPoint. I encourage you to go there. Slide number 7 is a picture of a sleeping baby on a hand, and I thought that was, you know, fitting, because that's what we kind of think when we're having a baby. That's what we think it's going to be like the whole time. And while there are moments like that are wonderful, there are also moments that that they're not sleeping and it's not quiet and it's not a peaceful time. We're tired and they're tired, and it's just, you can use, as the title on my slide number 8 says, you can use all the help that you can get. Another helpful site on tips and tricks of getting through having a new baby is http://kidshealth.org/parent/newborn/care/guide parents.html £. This site includes tips on handling a newborn, on bonding and soothing, diapering, bathing, feeding, burping, and sleeping. They cover lots of questions and concerns you might have, so I recommend that you go there and check it out. On the next slide, on slide number 9, the title is Talk to People and Do Your Research. You can find many good websites for good advice. There are so many books to help you. There are blogs for mothers who will give you advice that have probably been through the same things you're going through. They have experiences, that they like to share, and they may help you, learn what to expect while you're going through certain situations. Talk to your doctor, your child's doctor, with any concerns that you may have, and I can't stress this enough. There is no question that is stupid. Ask questions. Any question that pops into your head, ask the questions. Talk to your family, your friends. There's a wealth of information out there. People, they're ready to help you. There's websites. Google it. Google stuff. Google your questions. Google your concerns. Ask questions. Don't try to struggle through something because you're too scared to ask, because there are people who've been out there in your situation, and I promise you're not the first one to, be concerned with whatever it happens to be when you're a new mom, or be concerned or have a question about something. Ask questions, because knowledge is the best key when you're a new parent. Talk to people, figure out what works for them, and then take all the information that you get and mold it to fit your needs. You don't have to use something that helped one of your friends that worked on their child, if it doesn't work for you. Change things, try things to see what works for you. Not everything works for each child. The 10th slide includes references that I used to create this PowerPoint, and I use this book. It is, I don't know if you can see it, The Developing Person Through the Life Stages, and the most helpful, it's by Kathleen Berger, and the most helpful pages that I found for this particular project were page 113 and 120, but this is a good book. It goes all the way through all of the stages, even through into young adulthood. And go to a library. They have lots of books. Go to a library, rent books to help you through whatever situation you might be going through, or to inform you so you're better prepared. Just use the information that you have, and don't be scared to ask questions, and talk to your friends and family. Again, this is for Psychology 2143 at LeTourneau University. Thank you.